Why do we unwrap standards? Teachers are responsible for a world of information. Each teacher is expected to help students master a complex set of standards to prepare them for the next grade level and for life in general. Some content areas have upwards of 40 standards to teach. One standard alone may have 6 skills and 8 concepts students must learn. Because the standards are so complex, it is vital that teachers go through a process known as unwrapping the standards. This process allows teachers to get to know their standards intimately and become highly aware of all the tasks embedded in them. Unwrapping standards is the foundation on which to build strong instruction. What does it mean to unwrap? The unwrapping process involves teachers dissecting their standards and stripping them down to isolate certain words. First, teachers look for the verbs embedded in the standard. These are the skills that teachers are getting their students to learn. Second, they pull out the concepts. This is the knowledge students must possess. Then, once the standards are dissected, teachers must unpack them. This third step involves putting the standard into layman's terms and simplifying the language. This process is vital in that it helps the teacher put the standard into his or her own words, thereby further understanding what it is asking. Once the standards have been unwrapped, teachers assign a web's depth of knowledge level to the standard. This will help teachers as they begin to look at the kinds of assignments they give their students. By determining what level the standard is, the teacher can ensure that he or she is assigning a task that matches the rigor of the standard. Where does unwrapping standards fit into the big picture? This process, these 4 steps alone, took teachers 2 full days out of class to accomplish. The next step is to have teachers pool resources and create a repository where they can access all the materials needed to teach their set of standards. Teachers have been working in a content-specific template that allows them to see their standards unwrapped, as well as see what resources can be used with those standards. Once resources have been pulled together, teachers will design learning targets and essential questions. Madison City Schools teachers are designing a true instructional framework they will be able to use and share. This will be a living, breathing document that will not just be shelved, but continually revisited. What are the benefits of unwrapping collaboratively? The conversations we have heard from our teachers as they get to know their standards have been rich and powerful. Teachers have debated, argued, discussed, laughed, sang, and studied over these standards so that they are true experts on what their students need to be able to do.
This process has been an awakening for me, and I'm sure several of my colleagues as well, because again, I didn't know what was in there until we really got in there and was able to unwrap and see what each standard was about.
After unwrapping the standards this year by content, I firmly believe that the new teachers will not have to have the same stressful experience that I did my first semester. The standards are now clearly broken down in a format so that all expectations for the standards can be realistically met. Myself and other teachers have even included certain labs and activities that meet certain aspects of the different standards. Personally, being on a committee to help unwrap the standards has also helped me gain a clear understanding of my new expectations as a general science teacher. As a new teacher, I oftentimes hear that it is a rough time to begin a career in teaching. However, after being a part of the process of unwrapping the science standards, I feel it's a great time to begin a teaching career in Madison City.
Being somewhat new to the profession, the standards that we unwrap are sometimes the only structure that I have, and it's important for me to actually know what the students are supposed to learn. And if I fully understand that, then I can fully understand how to teach it and making them or help them apply and be able to use it.
Unwrapping the standards gave us much needed time to deeply analyze, synthesize, and evaluate the goal and intent for each standard, even how they tie or don't tie into each other. It allowed us to begin to evaluate how we are teaching to those standards. We realized with many of the standards that some things we teach didn't necessarily match to a standard, or sometimes how we might need to up the complexity of a concept to fully match a standard. I think that perhaps the most beneficial thing was the time to collaborate with our fellow teachers, because we brainstormed the things we teach, how we teach them, and skills required from both the teacher and the student to teach the standards. We're super excited to be laying out a curriculum map together. It just really allows us to become a more cohesive and awesome department.
By allowing teachers to work collaboratively, everyone has the ownership of the standards and of the document. It's not just a leadership team where the information slowly is handed to others. It is a meaningful process where everyone gets to be involved in the conversation.